Emotional intelligence for high-impact leadership. Welcome to Emotional Intelligence for High-Impact Leadership. Emotional intelligence, or EQ, is not just a buzzword, it's a crucial competency for today's leaders. Especially in technical environments like engineering, science, or manufacturing, emotional intelligence bridges the gap between hard data and human behavior. EQ helps you lead teams, communicate clearly, navigate conflict, and inspire others, even under pressure. In high-stakes work, emotional tone often dictates how decisions are received and executed. As a technically trained professional, your IQ and problem-solving ability are vital, but EQ determines your impact in real-world settings. Throughout this course, you'll explore core EQ components and how to use them to build trust, influence outcomes, and drive sustainable performance. EQ is measurable, developable, and applicable to every leadership interaction. Mastering emotional intelligence will elevate your ability to lead, no matter your role or industry. Let's get started with a deep dive into what EQ really means. What is emotional intelligence? EQ. Emotional intelligence, or EQ, is your ability to recognize, understand, and manage your own emotions, and to recognize, understand, and influence the emotions of others. It's more than being nice or empathetic. It's a leadership tool that enhances decision-making, strengthens relationships, and boosts resilience. Psychologist Daniel Goleman popularized the term, emphasizing that EQ is as critical as IQ in leadership. It involves 4 core capacities: self-awareness, self-management, social awareness, and relationship management. High EQ enables you to monitor your emotional state, respond rather than react, and lead in a way that connects with people at a human level. Whether you're giving feedback, managing stress, or facilitating innovation, emotional intelligence improves your leadership presence and effectiveness. When engineers or scientists pair technical skills with EQ, they don't just manage, they lead with impact. EQ helps you be strategic, empathetic, and decisive, all key to success in dynamic work environments. Why EQ matters in leadership. Emotional intelligence is essential in leadership because human behavior, especially in groups, is guided by emotions, not just logic. Trust, the foundation of effective leadership, is built emotionally. People follow leaders they trust, not just those with authority or technical expertise. Even in data-driven environments, decisions are influenced by feelings. A gut instinct or emotional reaction often shapes how people interpret data or respond to it. Teams, especially in high-pressure or innovative environments, are emotional ecosystems. Motivation, morale, engagement, and conflict all carry emotional weight. Leaders who understand this can harness it, not ignore it. Research supports the impact. 90% of top performers score high in emotional intelligence. Daniel Goleman's work shows that 58% of a leader's performance is tied to EQ. In fact, EQ is twice as important as IQ and technical skill combined when it comes to leadership success. In short, EQ multiplies the effectiveness of everything else you bring to the table. The 5 pillars of emotional intelligence. Emotional intelligence is built on 5 key pillars: self-awareness, self-management, social awareness, relationship management, and motivation. These pillars form the foundation of effective leadership. Self-awareness is the ability to recognize your emotions and understand how they affect your thoughts and behavior. Self-management follows. It's your ability to control impulses, stay calm under pressure, and adapt to change. Social awareness means tuning into the emotions of others, recognizing group dynamics, and building empathy. Relationship management is where it all comes together: communicating clearly, managing conflict constructively, and influencing others with authenticity. The 5th pillar, motivation, is about purpose-driven leadership. It involves setting high personal standards, maintaining optimism during setbacks, and inspiring others with your vision. These 5 elements are not fixed traits. They can be learned, practiced, and improved. Together, they make up the framework of emotional intelligence, equipping you to lead with confidence and connection in any environment. Pillar 1. Self-awareness. Self-awareness is the cornerstone of emotional intelligence. It's about recognizing your emotions as they arise and understanding what triggers them. Being self-aware allows you to respond rather than react. It also means accurately assessing your strengths, limitations, and the impact of your leadership behavior. For example, how does your tone shift under stress? Are you aware of how your mood affects your team? Leaders who are self-aware avoid emotional hijacking, where emotions override logic, and instead reflect before responding. One practical tip is to build a habit of emotional check-ins. Try journaling or asking yourself real-time questions like, what am I feeling right now? Why? What story am I telling myself? These techniques build clarity, reduce blind spots, and improve your presence as a leader. When you know yourself well, others trust your consistency and authenticity. Self-awareness helps you lead with intention, not impulse, and that's a powerful advantage in any technical or team environment. Pillar 2. Self-management. Self-management is your ability to control impulsive reactions and remain composed in high-pressure situations. It's what enables you to adapt quickly, maintain focus, and lead with clarity even during uncertainty or conflict. Emotional self-regulation isn't about suppression. It's about staying grounded and intentional. Leaders who manage themselves well think before they act, especially when emotions are running high. They don't escalate tension, they diffuse it. A practical technique is the 10-second breathing reset. Inhale for 4 seconds, hold for 2, and exhale for 4. This quick pattern interrupts automatic reactions and gives your brain space to choose a better response. Self-management also includes maintaining a calm presence, even when others are overwhelmed. It communicates confidence and steadiness. In technical fields where deadlines, complexity, and collaboration are the norm, your ability to self-manage sets the tone for your entire team. It's how you stay credible, centered, and productive as a leader. Pillar 3. Social awareness. Social awareness is the capacity to read emotional cues in others and understand group dynamics. It includes both empathy, understanding others' feelings, and organizational awareness, which means recognizing the emotional tone within a team or environment. Socially aware leaders are attuned to the needs, concerns, and unspoken signals of those around them. They don't just listen with their ears, they listen with their eyes and intuition, noticing body language, tone, and what's left unsaid. This awareness allows leaders to respond with empathy, not assumption. It helps them foster inclusion, navigate tension, and make others feel seen and heard. One of the best ways to increase social awareness is to practice active listening. Focus not just on words, but on expressions, silence, and context. When you tune into your team with this level of attentiveness, you can lead with understanding, not guesswork. It's this emotional radar that distinguishes a good leader from a great one. Pillar 4. Relationship management. Relationship management is where emotional intelligence becomes visible in action. It's your ability to build strong connections, influence others positively, and handle conflict constructively. Leaders who excel in this area communicate clearly, listen actively, and create safe spaces for dialogue. They don't shy away from difficult conversations. They approach them with a blend of honesty and empathy. These leaders know how to inspire and motivate others, while also holding them accountable. High relationship management fosters trust, collaboration, and innovation. Teams led by such individuals operate with higher candor and cohesion. One practical approach is to balance truth and care when giving feedback. Be clear about the issue, but deliver it with empathy and curiosity. Address problems early, not after damage has been done. Strong relationships aren't about avoiding conflict, they're about navigating it with respect. If you want to lead high-performing teams, mastering relationship management is non-negotiable. Pillar 5. Motivation. Intrinsic drive. Motivation, in the context of emotional intelligence, refers to intrinsic drive, what fuels you from within. It's about leading from purpose, not just position. Emotionally intelligent leaders hold themselves to high standards, push through setbacks with optimism, and inspire others through passion and perseverance. Their leadership isn't just performance-driven, it's purpose-driven. They don't rely solely on external rewards. Instead, they stay connected to their why. This intrinsic motivation creates resilience in challenging times. It's also contagious. Teams mirror the drive and optimism of their leaders. To cultivate this pillar, take time to reconnect with what inspires you. What's the impact you want to make? What keeps you going when work gets hard? Share that purpose with your team. Leaders who lead with vision, optimism, and purpose foster growth mindsets and high engagement. In high-tech fields where problems are complex and stress is real, this inner fuel is a competitive edge. EQ in action, scenarios that define leadership. Let's explore how emotional intelligence shows up in real leadership scenarios. First, consider conflict resolution. A low EQ leader may react defensively and escalate tension. In contrast, a high EQ leader remains calm, listens to all perspectives, and seeks shared solutions. In performance feedback, low EQ shows up as blame or vague criticism. High EQ means giving specific, respectful, and forward-focused feedback. Now think about team morale during pressure. A low EQ response is to push harder and ignore burnout. A high EQ leader recognizes emotional strain, acknowledges stress, and offers encouragement. Finally, in leading change, a low EQ leader focuses only on the technical what. But high EQ leaders guide teams through the emotional how and why, helping them cope with uncertainty. These examples prove that EQ isn't just theory, it's a practical leadership tool. Every interaction is a chance to lead with emotional intelligence and shape outcomes more effectively. How to build your emotional intelligence. Emotional intelligence isn't fixed. It's a skill you can actively develop. Begin by asking for feedback, especially 360-degree feedback, to uncover blind spots in how your emotional responses affect others. Practice mindfulness to enhance self-awareness and reduce reactivity. Even brief breathing exercises or reflection pauses during your day can help you respond more skillfully. Role model vulnerability. Admit mistakes, share uncertainties, and ask for help. Doing so builds trust and creates connection. Coaching conversations are another powerful tool. Whether you're being coached or coaching others, these dialogues strengthen empathy, listening, and meaningful communication. Finally, track your emotional triggers and recurring patterns. What stories or assumptions are fueling your reactions? Self-reflection helps you understand and redirect them. By consistently applying these strategies, your EQ becomes a core leadership strength. The key is awareness, intentional practice, and measuring your progress over time. Small shifts in EQ can lead to transformational changes in how you lead. The leadership ROI of EQ. Emotional intelligence isn't just good for relationships. It delivers measurable business impact. Leaders with high EQ navigate organizational politics with integrity, read complex dynamics accurately, and build strategic relationships. They're better at retaining top talent because people feel valued and understood. High EQ leaders also create inclusive cultures where diverse perspectives thrive, leading to greater innovation. In decision-making, they balance data and empathy, fact and feeling, to make more holistic, sustainable choices. They don't just respond to metrics, they understand the human context behind them. During transitions or tough times, they sustain engagement and team performance. EQ is the bridge between strategy and execution, between leadership and followership, between performance and purpose. Companies led by high EQ leaders outperform competitors by up to 20%. That's not coincidence. It's the power of emotional intelligence in action. EQ strengthens trust, collaboration, innovation, and results, all essential to thriving in today's complex work environments. Reflection questions. Reflection is the key to growth. Start by asking yourself, What kinds of situations trigger strong emotions in me, and how do I typically respond? Awareness of your patterns can help you prepare for them and choose better responses. Next, ask, do people feel safe, seen, and heard in my presence? This question reveals whether you're creating psychological safety, a critical factor in effective leadership. Finally, what is one emotional intelligence skill you can focus on improving this quarter? Maybe it's self-awareness, or maybe it's giving clearer, kinder feedback. The point is to choose one area and commit to practicing it with intention. Leadership isn't about being perfect. It's about being present and purposeful. These reflection questions guide you to deepen your emotional intelligence through honest self-inquiry. Make it a habit to check in regularly. Reflection fuels growth, and growth fuels leadership excellence. Summary: leading with emotional intelligence. Emotional intelligence is not optional for modern leadership. It's essential. In an era of digital disruption, complexity, and constant change, EQ equips leaders to navigate uncertainty with clarity and empathy. The 5 pillars, self-awareness, self-management, social awareness, relationship management, and motivation, create a structured framework for developing emotional intelligence. These are not just theoretical ideas. They are practical leadership tools you can apply in everyday situations. Whether you're managing a crisis, mentoring a team member, or influencing a cross-functional initiative, EQ skills improve outcomes. Through intentional practice, honest feedback, and self-reflection, EQ can be strengthened, and the impact is measurable on team performance, retention, innovation, and culture. Emotional intelligence is your leadership advantage. It's what helps you connect with people, lead through change, and make decisions that align both with your strategy and your values. In short, EQ is how you turn your technical expertise into real-world influence. Thank you for engaging with this course on emotional intelligence for high-impact leadership. Now, take the next step by reflecting on your personal EQ journey. Identify your strengths and areas for growth. Set a development goal for the coming quarter. Choose one EQ skill to intentionally build through practice and feedback. Apply these principles in your daily leadership, whether you're managing a team, influencing stakeholders, or navigating change. And don't go it alone. Share your insights with peers and create mutual accountability. Emotional intelligence grows in community. Leadership is not a solo act. It's about inspiring others, even when the pressure is high. As Daniel Goleman said, the most effective leaders are alike in one crucial way. They all have a high degree of emotional intelligence. That can be you. With EQ as your foundation, you're ready to lead with purpose, clarity, and human impact.